G'day and welcome back to another video. Kind of a late night one today. Started a new job this week, so yeah, things are all up in the air. Anyway, we're back with the Optima Pro Replica. So I got the body all fitting up nicely. I'll take you through that in a second. Yeah, fits all nice. I had the Undertray on it earlier but took it off because I'm going to get onto the painting this week. Yeah, I wanted to do the body trimming and the painting in one video, but I think it's just going to be way too long. So I figure I'll show you where I'm at the moment and what I've chosen for the colours. Anyway, I'll show you the colours first. Could not decide. Ended up playing with a whole lot of cut up Pepsi bottles. And anyway, so I got onto this SMS Pearl Chocolate Brown. I think that'll be the one I'll be using. Now I did, what do I got here? I tried a gold, one of the SMS golds, and it was this one here. See, this is the chocolate brown pearl on one side, and that's our gold on the other side. Yeah, not liking the gold at all. It's too orange or yellow to me. I think the gold on this is the perfect one. So on the Optima Pro, basically down the side you've got like a chocolate brown type colour. It's got it kind of all over really. The main colour is yellow. I think I'm going to be going with PS6 Tamiya. Anyway, down the side you've got the chocolate brown. Then you've got a little bit of yellow, then a little bit of gold, and then a bit of red. Anyway, for the chocolate brown, I decided on this colour here. I think will be pretty good, and it'll be a little bit metallic and a little bit pearl as well. So it's the chocolate brown pearl, but I'm also mixing in some Createx burnt amber, which is a water-based paint, but whatever, it seems to be working okay. So I'll mix that in and yeah, it'll give us this kind of colour. On the other side here, I was just playing around with different types of browns that I had there. Anyway, yeah, I think that'll be it. And then this one here is actually the chocolate brown on its own, backed with black. And it comes out a better looking gold than the actual gold, I think. For this purpose anyway. So that's our colours that we're going for. So I'll get onto that painting this week. I'm going to start it. The big problem is the masking. There's a lot of fine masking in it. So I'll probably end up using tape and maybe a bit of liquid mask at the same time. But I'm probably going to rely on tape because my cutting skills aren't that great. Anyway, I'll take you through the process of cutting the body. That, you know, it's pretty simple, but the body had no lines whatsoever, so maybe it'll help other people that have got the repro body for it. Kind of irrelevant with the re coming, because that'll have the lines all cut out properly, but whatever, you might get something from the video. Alrighty, so first up I've gone onto the Undertray, because I figured that's going to be easier. And yeah, just gave it a quick rough cut out, and it was easy because it had the lines. But it is actually a really tight fit over the chassis rails there. And I've got to straighten up that line at the front a little bit. It's a bit rough. But yeah, it is a really tight fit. I think it might scratch the paint when I'm putting it on, but hopefully not. Now on the ESC, you can see the jumpers there. It sits right on them. So a good thing the little jumpers got big tags on them, so you know, so you can get them out easily. So I just cut them off. I can still move the jumpers with tweezers or whatever, so that's all good. Now, of course, the Optima Pro, usually in the manual it says mount the receiver in the top. I put it in the bottom just purely out of habit, you know. Every other Optima and Javelin I've had, ESC's always in the bottom. Probably because they always have a driver figure in the top. But I guess in the bottom, you know, it looks neater to me, and the weight's more in the bottom. So now I'm happy with the Undertray. Time to get onto the body. And that's where the fun starts. So I'm sort of marking out where the shock tower goes there. So I've taken the shocks off at the top just to make life a bit easier. Took the rear shocks right off. And then, yeah, got onto the front, started trimming around. Kind of just praying and trimming, and yeah, got it to fit around the shock tower pretty good, I think. Naturally trying to take off the minimal amount of plastic and still have it be able to fit without too much drama. Because you don't have to squeeze the body on there and end up splitting it or wrecking the paint. Now the rear end I'm really worried about. So I've decided, you know, because the problem being this is on an angle, so when you put the body on it actually changes where it sits. The back one's, the back shock tower is straight, so that's cool. But as you can see, I already marked it and it's nowhere near. So I'm really worried, is it going to be level when it goes down? So what I think I'll do is basically measure from the bottom of the shock tower there, where the body sits on it, measure right up to the rear shock tower, and that should give us a good starting point. Alright, so I measured between the back of the shock tower at the front there to the front of the rear one, 248mm. So I checked it on here, and it's real close. I think it just means I need to cut back a little bit further this way, but it should be good. Now, of course, the body needs to line up with the undertray there at the bottom. So what I did there, I've just taped the body and the undertray together, taped the undertray to the chassis at the front, stop it flapping around, and can mark the lines on the bottom of the body there and around the gear cover there, because that's got to be cut out too. And on the other side, we've got to cut out where the motor is. The motor doesn't actually stick right out there, but it's got to cut out so you can see it. Then of course that line just flows around to the undertray again. And then same thing at the front, follows the undertray right up to the front. And there we go. After a lot of digging around, it's actually fitting on there. So it's not perfectly cut out at the back there, but it fits, and there's not too much of a gap around the shock tower. Looks okay down the sides there. Naturally I've got to do more trimming. But yeah, it fits on nicely with the shocks. Got the cutout there for the gear cover and the motor on the other side. So yeah, it just needs a bit more trimming, and then we can think about painting. But looking at that, I think it looks pretty awesome, even unpainted. And even with that tape running up the side. Now to get the circles nice and smooth and round where the gear cover is there, and of course the motor cutout on the other side. I just got this small bottle, it's about the right size, and yeah, wrap some sandpaper around it, taped it on, and basically use it for a sanding drum. So just go back and forth in there for a little bit until it's all nice and uniformly round, and there we go. It's got a few hairy bits of film sticking out, but that's alright, we'll rip that off later. So I'm pretty happy with the way it's fitting around the shock towers. That was my main concern. There's a bit of a gap there on the back one, but it'll be fine. I've seen a lot worse. So I've got our undertray there. It's all ready to go. And like I said, I am worried about it's a little bit tight, I think, because it's quite thick. The body's also quite thick. It's probably why there's no lines on it. They just didn't show up. Yeah, it's very tight in the bottom there. So I'm thinking you don't want to put it off and on too many times. I think the paint will just get scratched off. Yeah, I think it looks quite fantastic, just even without paint, just the way it sits. Yeah, pretty happy with it already, just the way it looks. Alright, well that's about it for this video. Short and sweet, just wanted to give you a bit of an update on it, you know. And yeah, I think it's getting past my bedtime, so... Alrighty, if you liked the video, give it a thumb up. If you're new here, subscribe. And yeah, I'll have the video out pretty soon, you know, with the paint. If it all goes to plan, it should be Mickey Mouse. Alrighty, catch you later.